XRDocs are an innovative new learning platform for creating immersive learning experiences. It is similar to WebQuest and HyperDocs, but it leverages the spatial immersive web available in Web 3.0. The organization of an XRDoc is broken into 4 sections: Ignite, Immerse, Interact, and Iterate. This format will allow you to create an experience that allows the learner to be more engaged and connected to the content than simply utilizing 2D static Web 2.0 content and material. This video is the second in the series focusing on the Immerse stage. The definition of immerse is to involve oneself deeply in an activity. There really isn't a great comparison between XRDocs and its predecessors, WebQuest and HyperDocs. For WebQuest, the limitations of creating web pages and graphics limited this to simple text description of what the task was. HyperDocs did allow for the creative use of graphics or Google Drawings and animations to try and set the scene, but none would be considered immersive. Let's take a look at some ideas or examples of what the Immerse stage could look like. In an XRDoc, you have several options to immerse the learner in an environment. First is to leverage 360-degree photospheres. These can be photos that you find online, photos that generative AI can create, or photos that you can convert into 360-degree photospheres. These immersive photos can be used to create an outside bubble or background with your models and assets available in the foreground, as in this example of a small town used for directions. Or you can create a smaller stage in Frame VR, allowing the 360-degree photosphere to be more dominant in creating the scene, as you can see here in this pyramid example. Lastly, you can choose to only view the 360-degree photosphere to truly immerse the learner in an environment. I created this presentation about the parallels of switching from downhill skiing to being immersed in backcountry skiing by adding the photos and graphics as if floating in space above the snow-covered mountains of the Pyrenees. Another way to immerse a learner is to leverage spatial audio. A major limitation to audio in any Web 2.0 application is that it is static and two-dimensional. That is to say that it is either on or off, loud or soft, as controlled by the user's volume settings on their device. That is not how real sound works. When I am in the forest and I am approaching running water, I can begin to hear it before I can even see it. Then, as I approach, the sound increases. You can replicate this within Frame VR to give a sense of presence. In this state of main activity, you can hear the lighthouse and ocean sounds as you approach the 3D model of the lighthouse. In this small town activity, as you approach the truck, you begin to hear the engine running. As you walk by, it fades away. Approach the church and you can hear the bells ringing. Lastly, you can also set up the audio to play based on the proximity of the user. In this World War I activity, you can read the text, look at the photos, and when you are close enough to the soldier, you begin to hear a personal account of life in the battlefield.
Malaria was widespread and caused more casualties than the fighting. There was little that could be done to prevent men contracting it, as British NCO Edward Bull explained.
We used to have covers, over the bed.
One last tool to create a sense of immersion is to utilize Google Street View. This would work best in a synchronous activity where you and your students are traveling together to someplace in the world. As you move along the streets of Chinatown in Manhattan, the students will travel with you. This could be used in foreign language class to practice vocabulary or speaking. This can be used in history or geography class to show students places they likely will never get a chance to visit. As I have learned about the various tools and capabilities available in WebXR using a tool such as Frame VR, the immersive possibilities are the most exciting. They do not require any special coding or skills on your part. However, the inclusion of these elements offer a chance to significantly increase the engagement and recall of a learning activity due to the immersion and sense of presence. To get started building your XRDocs, I invite you to check out my XRDocs Academy starter course, available on my website for free at xrtoolsfored.com. I am in development for a complete course on XRDocs. In the meantime, you can get familiar with the basics and start exploring the exciting possibilities today.